This is Lisa again, and I'm going to share with you a little bit about how to use some of the Google products. The first one that I want to take two.
No problem.
Hi, this is Lisa again, and I'm going to quickly demo Google Docs for you. Now, in an ideal world, you would be using Google Docs if you are working in a district that has Google Apps. And at least from what we found out in Santa Clara County, that happens to be the majority of the districts right now. So we're going to work from that perspective. At this point in time, if your district isn't using Google Docs or has Google Apps, you can either ask about it in your district and see if you can get a move that direction, or this may not be the best platform for you as there are some districts that block them. So just want to put that out there ahead of time. So what you're going to do is if you're able to use Google Apps, your students would all have Gmail addresses and you would be able to do some collaborative writing. I'm going to show you what I've been able to do with colleagues, which is the same exact thing that you can do with students. I'm opening up an article right now that was written with a colleague of mine. He happens to be in Southern California, and we do all of our collaboration on Google Docs. And what we do is we're able to both write articles together. And this is an example of something that was recently submitted and has been accepted into publication. We're able to work on it just like a Word document. We're able to both edit at the same time, so we can be online and we can be sharing, and you'll see what he's working on and you'll see what I'm working on. But there are also some other components. So there's something here called revision history. And as a teacher, this is important because in revision history, you're able to pull up who's made what changes on what days. And when you click on these and you go down further in the document, what's been changed has been highlighted. Now, oftentimes, students may really have liked a former version of something and can go back in and find it. But I think from a teacher perspective, it's important to know that you're able to look at the revision history. It's always important to share with your students that there are certain expectations when we collaborate online and let them know that this is a privilege and not a right. Therefore, if they abuse that privilege, they lose the privilege. And letting them know that revision history exists is very important because should they type anything that is inappropriate, you do have the documentation. And I believe that most students really do want to do the right thing. And I believe that we have a responsibility as adults to let them know when they don't. So just having this as backup is really good because then you're able to address individual situations in an appropriate way for your school or for your district. I'm going to close revision history. They're all the same types of features that you would normally see on a Word document. And when you're done, the students can download it, they can publish it, they can email it to others, they can print a copy, they can rename it at any time. Let's say that they're working on something and they really like this version, but they might want to go a different direction. They could just make a copy and then edit separately on that one. But the other thing that's important is this component here that's called sharing. You can see right here that we've shared this with a handful of other people. So he and I were doing some writing, and then he had one of his lead teachers in his district who wanted to see what it was that we were saying. So he gave this person the ability to view it, but not necessarily edit it like the two of us had. So just some different ways that you can use Google Docs. But what we found is that schools that have been able to use this and teachers that have been able to get comfortable with this technology are able to really challenge their students more, to be a little more engaged with the technology. And what we're finding is that students are letting us know that they're so excited about this type of learning and being able to continue it outside the classroom that they do continue their work after school hours and into the evening, collaborating with one another and making projects and assignments richer than they were to start with. What we will do in this breakout session is certainly we can't go through all of the Google apps that are available. Google Docs is an easy one to start with, but if you have questions on other Google applications, please do stop by because Elizabeth and I will be working on this and would be happy to support you. Thank you.